now, some of the world's most powerful leaders are right here in San Francisco. The Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit, known as Apec, is officially in full swing. And that includes President Biden, of course. He arrived at SFO earlier this afternoon. And the president was greeted by Governor Newsom and Mayor London Breed. And Biden has a full schedule in the next 4 days. Tonight, he has a campaign fundraiser. He will also be hosting an official reception and to give an address to visiting CEOs. The main event, though, is a meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping. China's president landed this afternoon. This is his first U.S. visit since 2017. He was greeted by Governor Newsom and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. He's meeting with President Biden comes at a time of strained relations between the U.S. and China. Now, we have team coverage of APEC as it kicks into high gear. Jose Martinez, as you can see there, covering the protests outside the summit. But let's get right to Ryan Yamamoto, who is live at Moscone Center in the center of it all. Ryan?
And Liz, while there are 21 economies from the Pacific Rim meeting here at APEC, the one meeting that everyone is talking about is between the United States and China. President Biden, President Xi meeting for only the second time in person. But the quick question is, why should we care and what truly is at stake?
Before President Biden boarded Air Force One bound for San Francisco in the APEC summit, he spoke about what he hopes to accomplish with Wednesday's highly anticipated meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping.
Get back on a normal course of corresponding, being able to pick up the phone and talk to one another if there's a crisis.
It is only the second time the two world leaders will have met in person after meeting last November at the G20 summit in Indonesia. Today, Biden taking a shot at the Chinese government and how it treats its citizens.
From my perspective, if in fact the Chinese people who are in trouble right now economically, if the average if the average citizen in China was able to have a decent paying job, that benefits them and it benefits all of us.
There is no greater threat to innovation than the Chinese government.
But last month in Silicon Valley, FBI Director Christopher Wray had a much more ominous warning about the relationship between China and the United States. Wray holding a joint public appearance on the Stanford campus with the Five Eyes, the head of security from the U.S., Canada, UK, Australia, and New Zealand. They believe China remains the #1 threat when it comes to espionage and the hacking of ideas and technology.
China has long targeted businesses with a web of techniques all at once. Every strand of that web has become more brazen and more dangerous. Their hacking program is now bigger than that of every other major nation combined.
Along with national security, many hope President Biden and President Xi will come to a deal in the drug crisis and stop the flow of fentanyl coming into the U.S. from China.
As I told you, we're not trying to decouple from China, but what we're trying to do is change the relationship for the better.
And building that relationship with China, not just good for the United States, but also for the global economy. And the one person who has been very busy, at least at APEC today, that, of course, was Secretary of State Antony Blinken. He met with the leaders of Peru, whose country will host APEC next year. Also meeting with Thailand, Japan, and Korea this afternoon. He gave the opening remarks for the APEC meeting, where he talked about how APEC now represents 40% of the world's population, but also produces 60% of the world's goods and services. And with all eyes on the city of San Francisco, we had a chance to catch up one-on-one with the face of the city. That, of course, is San Francisco Mayor London Breed, who talked about having APEC in town this week.
Are we going to walk and talk?
We can walk and talk. We definitely walk and talk. So my first question is, how is APEC going? How's it going for you? How's it going for the city?
Well, first of all, the city looks good. People feel good. There's been a lot of great events and parties and activities and meetings already, and a lot of great relationships that have been built as a result of APEC.
And coming up at 5:30, my entire one-on-one interview with the mayor of San Francisco, of course, Mayor London Breed, including if the city can stay clean, this clean year-round. Also, her response to that international TV crew that was robbed at gunpoint in North Beach. But back here live at the Moscone Center, the energy is definitely picking up as all those world leaders are now coming to San Francisco. We can feel the energy here, and you definitely can feel the energy outside with the heightened security happening all across San Francisco. Liz.
Yeah, no question. I know it's quiet behind you now, but that's probably about to change come tomorrow.